Whenever I am enjoying a piece of media, there is always a thought that echoes through my head. That singular thought is, what if this had gone wrong? As humans, we all have a level of curiosity that often goes unanswered to these type of questions and scenarios, whether it's due to the inability to answer the question at hand, or it may be as simple as losing interest at the thought itself. But we all, as a society, relish in the what ifs of life. But often, when the specific question gets answered, it repeatedly leads to a dramatic change in the path of a character, whether it be for better or for worse. Gotham City, the home to some of the most iconic characters of all time, whether it be major factors to the DC world such as Batman, Ra's al Ghul, and the Joker, or more intricate characters that have more of an effect on Gotham City rather than the larger DC landscape as a whole. To me, these characters are the most interesting. The characters that usually preside in the Gull of Gotham are usually characters so well written in their motivation, it often makes you as a person waver in your ideals, whether it be characters with genuinely good intentions, such as Harvey Dent, more formerly known as Two-Face, whose goal was to bring Gotham's crime epidemic to an end. Victor Freeze, a cryogenicist, whose beloved wife Nora was stricken with a fatal cellular disease, turning to crime to either fund a cure for her or turn all of Gotham to a state in which she could inhabit. Or Selina Kyle, who is more or less self-ambiguous depending on the continuity you decide to indulge yourself to. But through all my reading in comics, I have come to the conclusion there is no character that has more of an ability to waver the viewer's motive more than Jason Todd, or as he's more commonly known as, the Red Hood. The Red Hood is a very complex character in my eyes, so complex in fact that whilst writing the script for this video, I was not sure how this amalgamation of ideas would be able to form into a set of words, so I may properly display his character. So I decided to do the first thing to mind, which is a miniature rundown of his backstory, and then pick the media of which I would analyze, which is under the Red Hood, the beginning and the end sequences. So without any delay, let's get into it. Red Hood is not your stereotypical character that had gone through a generic drastic change or developed from outcomes of situations. At least to me, I see Red Hood as two characters. Three if I'm going to get into comics, which I'm not, but nevertheless two entirely separate entities. Red Hood, aka Jason Todd, is the successor to Dick Grayson, as he was the second to take the mantle of Robin, and his first encounter with Batman was, wait for this, stealing the wheels off the Batmobile in Crime Alley on the anniversary of his parents' death. Talk about bad timing. Anyway, instead of putting Jason in a hospital, Batman decides to adopt Jason and train him in the ways of vigilantism. After Batman taking Jason under his metaphorical wing, a lot of things happen. Jason finds out why Dick Grayson and Bruce stopped working together. Jason finds his mortal enemy in Kite Man, and Jason finds his birth mother. But out of all these things, nothing is as significant as what happens in the mission in Bosnia. Whilst Batman and Robin are on the scene, the pair gets separated, leading to Joker getting the jump on Jason and capturing him, where he is then kidnapped to an off-site location and tortured for hours. And before the Caped Crusader is able to arrive and save Jason, the warehouse is blown up. This moment here is what I think the writers intended to use as a backstory for Jason. and that it does, it serves its purpose well. But to me, I see this as a way to completely change the trajectory of the character, as from this moment on, the Jason we have known is gone. He died in the explosion, but specifically, he died the moment he lost hope in the chance of the Batman saving him. When we're reintroduced to quote-unquote Jason, it is not as the loyal, impulsive, but vulnerable boy we were introduced to at the start of the story. It is rather under the persona of the Red Hood. If there's any way I could describe the Red Hood, it would be a Batman who has disregarded justice in the pursuit of control and vengeance. This to me does not make Jason an inherently evil character, but rather it makes him more of a complex character. One of the first things he does even gives you the opposite effect.
There's easier ways to kill yourself!
Yeah, like yelling at the guy who's holding the AK-47. Listen to me, you drug-peddling scumbags. I will be running the drug trade from now on. You go about your business as usual, but kick up 40% to me. That's a much sweeter deal than the scraps Black Mask is leaving you. No dealing to children, got it? If you do, you're dead.
As shown, this Jason is attempting to combat the Gotham crime problem by taking control of it instead of staying on a metaphorical high ground like Batman. And by this, it is shown to us Jason does not have any hope that the current generation of the denizens of Gotham can be saved, but the future ones can. That is why he emphasizes the cancellation of selling contraband to children. And this is not the only example of Jason seemingly aiding Gotham more than the Batman. Multiple scenes in this movie kind of hint to this being the case, whether it is one line of exposition stating that crime rates are down due to the Red Hood's actions, or Red Hood himself showing up to the defense of people underneath him even when he is outnumbered. All these scenarios point to him being a vigilante of equal prestige to the Batman rather than a villain, but with the only difference being that he's willing to finish things off when he has to. And this ideology right here is what inspired me to make this video. The Red Hood, seemingly portrayed as an anti-hero or villain in the movie, contains characteristics, criteria, and moments that would categorize him under the rank of a hero. So I made this video to ask a question. When do we draw the line for a hero? Is it okay to cast a character as villainous in moments they perform a singular act that would be considered dishonorable of their status? This would entail characters such as the Red Hood himself, Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima, and the Punisher from Marvel Comics. Or should heroes be forced to maintain on the high pedestal that most comic and stuff of that nature enjoys have entitled them to? I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for waiting this long. I have just started my first job, so my schedule got a bit mixed up, so it got really hard to record, edit and script videos. I want to give a special thanks to all my close friends, especially Beans, Guy, Nanako. I know he doesn't want me to give his full address, Judge, K. All of those guys who have been helping me stay motivated to edit my videos. They truly mean the world to me, and thank you so much. I promise my next video, which will be on Hajime no Ippo and other manga and comics, will come way faster. I've been brewing on what to do for my outro, and I decided to give thanks to all of you who have subscribed, liked and commented on my video by putting your names in an end title type sequence. So if you want to be in the next one, a like, subscription and comment are all free, and I'll appreciate it so much. So thank y'all. Anyway, all the music, scenes and etc. will all be in the description, and with that I'll leave y'all to the next channel that would be lucky enough to get you. Goodbye.